Okay, one common and frequent question is about the sequence of this strategic level exams. We know we have to take four exams, okay, two compulsory and two optional. Although there is no, absolute rule or absolute law that in which sequence you should take exams. But based on my experience, I divide students or ACCA candidates into three or four categories based on their situation and circumstances. And then I have some, uh, you know, I would say advice or comment about that thing. Um, so, by the way, my name is Syed Ali and I teach at Vertex Learning Solutions. So compulsory papers are SPL and SPR. We have to take both of them, but it does not mean that you should start from here always. It is not necessary. Then you've got four papers from optional, which is AFM, Advanced Financial Management, APM, Advanced Performance Management, ATX, Advanced Taxation, and AAA, Advanced Audit and Assurance. And you have to take two papers from these four optional, okay? So any two out of these four. So two papers from compulsory and two papers from optional. So we put them here like SBL Strategic Business Leader. This is all theoretical thing. It's about strategy and it's about change. It's about organizational management. A lot of good and interesting knowledge inside this paper. Then you've got SPR, Strategic Business Reporting, which was previously P2. This is advanced financial reporting, corporate reporting, advanced IFR, whatever you may call it. Then you've got AFM, Advanced Financial Management, which is, of course, it is a continuation of your F9 paper, financial management, and then advanced financial management. APM, advanced performance management, this is kind of continuation of PM, although it is not exactly the continuation of PM because there are many other things which we discuss, but it is sequence of performance management. ATX, advanced taxation, sequence of TX. And AAA, advanced audit and assurance, again, a more advanced form of your paper F8 AA, which was in the skills level. So you have to take two papers from here. Now, I basically divide people, ACCA students, into three categories. There could be many more as well, but most people, they will find themselves fitting one of these three. The first one, I call it continued education. Continued education means that you don't have an academic break. You just finished your skill level and you are moving to professional level. So you are just taking exam every semester or every session you are taking exam and there is no academic break. In this particular scenario, most people they take their F9 paper as the last paper for skills. So if you have taken your last paper F9 financial management in the skills level, then what you should do, you should start with AFM. Your first paper in the professional should be AFM. AFM, by the way, you should understand that AFM, among all of the four skills paper, AFM is generally the toughest of all. It involves a lot of complex calculation, long calculations, complex calculations, a lot of formulas. And because you have done your F9 here, which was FM, and there is a great overlap of knowledge between these two paper. So if you are good with FM, you just took your FM exam, and I hope and I believe that you do remember many things from cost of capital, from investment appraisal, from valuation, from risk management. So the wisest thing is that you immediately take AFM because you will use that knowledge. Then you come to SBR. After SBR, you take AAA and you leave SBL in the end. SBL, take it in the end. This is the category for those people who are studying without a break, who have just finished their skills level and now moving up. The second category of participants are people who come with exemptions, because ACCA a lot award these exemptions, in many cases 9 exemptions. to those people who have done their bachelor's or master's in accounting and finance from ACCA recognized universities. So they get 9 exemptions. They come straight to the strategic professional level, which is a good news because they will take 4 exams and they will complete their qualification. But the drawback is that they do not have they do not have that detailed knowledge of FM financial management or F7 financial reporting. If they start with AFM, they will get stuck because AFM will come as a big challenging thing to them because of the knowledge gaps which are there, the knowledge gaps which exist because of those exemptions. For these people, I suggest they should take SBR first paper. SBR is although it has long syllabus, SBR, by the way, I would say that AFM has the most complex syllabus of all. It is difficult. SBR has the longest of all syllabus. Its syllabus is not very difficult, but it is too long. You finish one topic, another comes. You finish the topic, another comes. So in any case, although SBR is lengthy syllabus, but it is not very difficult. So they should start with SPR, they should do their AAA, then they do FM, AFM, and they keep SBL in the end. And by the way, if you pay attention, I'm mentioning 2 optional papers here. The optional papers which I'm mentioning are AFM and AAA. I'm not talking about APM and ATX because I put them as the last choice because this is not the paper which most people they take. I mean, the percentage of these paper, I mean, is less for people. Most people they go for AFM and AAA, and this is actually the best combination. Why? That is a separate case. We will discuss it separately. So here in this case, they should start with SPR, then they do AAA, then they do AFM. The third category of people is people who are coming back after academic break. So if you this is a very frequent case that many people they start doing it. I mean, they start their ACCA, they do their skills, then they get busy at work. Maybe they get married, maybe they have children. I don't know, and they come back after 5, 6, or 7 years of long break. In some cases, even 10 years I have seen. Okay, so if you are coming back after a long break, it is very difficult for you to manage AFM because it is difficult, it is complex. It is also hard for you to do SBR because it is very long and you need some time to come back to track. Okay. So you need to give yourself, some time to become disciplined again. So what you should do in this case, you should start with SBL. Why I'm saying SBL? Because when you took that academic break, I'm sure that you were not studying, but you were working. So you do have some good work experience. You have seen how organizations work. You have seen the real things happening in the real life. So SBL will become easy for you. Remember that SBL is all theory. SBL is all theoretical paper and it has a short syllabus. It has relatively short syllabus. It is difficult for those people who have not seen the real life. So if you ask me, someone who is 21 years of age, who has not worked in any organization and full-time student, for them, SBL is difficult because they have not seen the real life, the work life. But if you consider someone who is 30 and they have been working for 5, 7 years, and they have seen the organizations, they have seen how things happen in the life, in the work life. For them, SBL comes easy. So for these people, I would suggest they should do SBL. Then they come back to SBR, then they do AAA, and they keep AFM in the end, which is the most complex. So this is most people, they are actually covered within all these 3 scenarios. Now, remember that AFM has a lot of calculations. Calculations mean numbers. SBR, it does have numbers, but it does not have calculations. Numbers are given to you in most cases. A very little calculation is required. AAA and SBL are all theory. How much time is needed? Generally, this is like 160 to 180 hours, and I'm talking about with 100% pass Okay, you might be doing 140 hours, but then either you will score less or you will have risk of failing. But if you do 160 to 180 hours, you are for sure getting a good score. SBR also approximately the same time. Although SBR syllabus is long, but because it is easy, so you can spend the same amount of time. In AFM, syllabus is shorter than SBR, but because it is complex, so it takes more time. AAA, maybe 150 hours. SBL, maybe 150 hours. And I'm talking about everything included, okay? Everything included. So these are the three options which I put generally um, for most students. Now, I did not mention here APM and I did not mention here ATX. ATX is very text specific thing, okay? And I'm sure that most people who are doing ACCA, they are not planning to become tax accountants. Most people, they work in either in, they go to firm, they do, they go to practice, which means audit and assurance, or they come to industry and they are looking for financial reporting and financial management. You want to become a finance manager. Very few people, and you want to become a CFO. Very few people have this dream of becoming a tax accountant. Okay, so that's a very rare case. I personally do not support this exam a lot. And as for APM, APM is actually very interesting. But a lot of people do not take APM for two reasons. Number one, that it has the lowest pass rate among all of the SEC exams, number one. And number two, APM knowledge, which is there, it is mostly about, analysis and planning and decision making, which is not used by most people in the early first 10 years of their career. So the knowledge which is given in APM, it is usable. I mean, it is very valuable, but it is used a little later in your career, not in the beginning. Okay. So, and the two choices which I make and which I suggest are AFM and AAA. Because what happens that if you AAA, if I discuss in the beginning, now people who are doing ACCA, they usually have, okay, let me just make this screen a little bit clear. I want some space for myself. So like this, okay. So AAA, why do I suggest or encourage people to do AAA? Because either you want to go to practice means audit, assurance, or you go to industry. So if you go to industry, you are working in accounting and finance department. You start with accountant, senior accountant, chief accountant. Your ultimate, but what is happening? Your ultimate goal is finance manager. Okay, finance manager position. You are growing within your organization, but during this process, you are going through financial reporting thing. And financial reporting, when you are doing financial reporting, and you know that these financial reports ultimately will be audited, so a person who is preparing the financial report should have very good knowledge of what the auditors are going to ask them and how the auditors are going to audit the financial statements, and they should apply the IFRS as they should be applied. So it is very important. So either you work in industry, or otherwise if you go to practice, you become an auditor. So of course the knowledge from AAA is of great value. So AAA, you need it. And by the way, those people who go to practice, after some time they also come back to industry. So it is very common that you work 5, 6, 7 years in audit, and then you make a switch to become a finance manager in some industry, and mostly to your clients, by the way. So audit is important. The second thing is AFM. Again, the role is, target is, milestone is, first milestone is finance manager position. So you need AFM knowledge. I cannot imagine any finance manager who is not using the knowledge of AFM in their daily life. I used it for so many years. Okay, so AFM and AAA, these are the best. This is the best combination, in my opinion, to choose from optional papers. Yes, sometimes there are some people, their role demands to do APM. That is something where you are consciously thinking about, oh, I must do APM because this is something which I do at my work. Then you should do APM. Then you can skip, you can switch this APM with either AAA or with AFM, mostly with AAA. AFM you should not lose. AFM is one paper which, in my opinion, I would have made a compulsory thing. I mean, they put AFM in optional. I don't know why. I mean, if I was deciding on the curriculum, I would have made AFM as a compulsory thing. compulsory paper. So, number one, SPL is best attempted in last. Only those people who are coming in with 10 years of work experience or so, they can do SBL in the beginning. Otherwise, SBL always do it in the end. Do other papers first, because SBL is which requires more, strategic thinking, and which requires more maturity. Doing SBL in the beginning becomes challenging. If you do it in the end, it becomes easy. SBR should always be before AAA. There is no possibility, not even 1%, that you do a AAA before SBR. No, you should do SBR, because the same IFRS standards, the knowledge of SBR will be used in AAA. Okay. So if you are good in SBR, if you are good in SBR, your AAA becomes easy. Okay. So that's no compromise. Match options to your career. Sometimes, like I said, that if your role at work demands you to have knowledge in certain area which are in APM, then you should be doing APM. Avoid reset cascades. Of course, we don't want to make resets, so plan well. Balance your session load. March, June, September, December. If you are a working professional, take one exam in one attempt. Don't try to put yourself under pressure of taking two exams. Don't do that. And finally, professional skills need time. SBL award marks for communication, skepticism, and commercial acumen. So do SBL in the end. By the way, I have one more piece of advice, a bonus for you people here. Okay. I have made a separate video on this thing, but just a bonus here. ACCA has, in past ACCA exams were two sessions, June and December. So I'm talking about until 2015-16. It was twice a year. Now ACCA has made exams March, June, September, and December. So there are 4 exam sessions. Now, this is a confusion. People, they think that because ACCA has done 4 exam sessions, you should be taking exam in every session. No, that's not the point. The idea was to give you more flexibility. Because in past, what happened that sometime in December, some people are busy in their audit. There are some annual closing, yearly closing. They could not prepare. And then they had to wait until the June session, which was not good. So if you miss one attempt, you miss 6 months. So what ACC said that, okay, if you could not take exam in December, you can take in March. If you can't take it in June, you can, because in June you might be on your vacations. So, okay, take it in September. So they have just given you more openings. They have given you more flexibility. It does not mean that you should be taking exam in every session. So in my opinion, so there are 2 options. Most people, they do 1, 1, 1, and 1. I would actually prefer or do, for example, 2 here and 2 here. 2 in March, 2 in September, or maybe 2 in June and 2 in December. That, this would also do 4 papers in a year, but I would go for this arrangement personally, because I don't want to, between March and June, you've got 10 or 11 weeks of time. And if for some reason you lose 2 weeks because of some office pressure, because of some family related issue, health issue, whatever, you lose 2 out of 11, which is almost like 20% of the time is gone and you are in panic. But if you have a 6 months window with you, 6 months window means that approximately you will have 24 weeks with you or 22 weeks with you. Now, if you lose 2 weeks, you can manage. So you have a longer period of time to handle 2 papers side by side. Okay. And you are not under pressure. Otherwise, what happens every 3 months, there is an exam week coming, and there is a stress time coming every 15 days. Every 3 months, there's one session, and 15 days before you get into panic. So your panic period comes after every 10 weeks, which is not a good idea. I would have taken 2 exams. I take longer time. I take 2 exams here, then I take a longer time, and I will do 2 exams here. That's my opinion. Okay, so that's all. Now, finally, takeaways. SBLs generally try to take it in the end, unless or until you have no option. SBR should always be before AAA. Select optional papers which are aligned with your professional strengths and spread papers across exam sessions. Okay, so this is all about strategic professional level for ACCA.